What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 72, the Matt Light episode of Tuck Rule Takes. I am Mike, Liam, Al. We're all here today, whenever you're listening right now.
Fully staffed.
Fully staffed, ready to go. And guys, Tom Brady is maybe coming back, but then maybe not, because he said that he has a cat, and being a cat dad is too much. If
anyone would know, it's you.
Too much work. And yeah, I have two cats. And guess what, Brady? You should stay away for a whole nother thing. Well, we're not gonna stay on this at all. But I
was actually afraid you were gonna start.
So I understand.
Wow, you guys are so lame.
Miami, of all the teams, too, Miami. Like, dude, I hope he, and honestly, I hope he does, because if he can't win with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, even when Gronk was there, it just, or the season before, like, it's just whatever. I'm done with Tom Brady, and I'm starting to see everybody else's do, because when they did that, it was like the boy who cried retirement, like all the shit's coming out. So it's
it's Brett Favre 2.0.
Oh my God. It's horrible. And then we don't even need to really talk about Aaron Rodgers either. Fucking dude should have stayed in his little black hole in there, because now he's saying that it's a big political conspiracy why teams don't want to sign him or some shit.
I actually think there's a little bit of merit to it. I like Aaron Rodgers. I've kind of turned around on the guy a little bit. Obviously, he did a lot of like against the team shit with the Packers, where it's like he didn't follow the COVID mandates and whatnot. So a lot of teams probably looked at that and they're like, we don't want the trouble. But, he's still an unbelievable top 2 quarterback in the league. So you kind of got to pull trigger on that.
Top 2, whatever. All right. So I figured we'll kind of start on a negative note, something that came out. What was it, like the day after we recorded last week, or maybe not, but I guess however it is, I didn't even really know this was coming out, but it's the NFLPA's report card of like all the teams and like their things. So all 32 teams, I guess it's players. It says the player respondents' feedback from our survey described the club's facilities. I don't know if it's like only players on teams that voted for their teams, or if it's just all players voted on every team, or whatever it was. But whatever the case was, Patriots ranked 24th out of 32. Treatment of families, they're rated a C-. Food service and nutrition.
Is anyone surprised by that one, though? Like, obviously, Bill's not going to be the nicest, dude.
No, actually, we'll go through them each real quick and talk. So, yeah, treatment of families. I guess they're the only team. Well, I actually had it pulled up here, because it was an interesting little tidbit that I saw. Like the Patriots, their facilities or whatever it is, they are where is it? One of 11 teams that don't offer daycare at the stadium, and they're also one of 14 teams who do not have a family room at their facilities.
Fuck them kids.
I like, honestly, I didn't know that was a thing. That I guess if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Like if you have players with kids and whatever, but them having a C-, that's tied for 22nd out of 32, obviously. Food service and nutrition, they're a B. I also found out, and I sent this over to you guys too, the Cardinals charge their players to eat in their facility, which is
fucked.
Moneyball 2.0, baby.
That's crazy. You are literally putting your life on the line, like your health on the line, week in and week out, but you're still going to pay $5.50 for that BLT over there. Like, what the fuck? That's wild to me. Wild.
I'm just surprised it was the Cardinals. Like, there are a lot worse organizations that I could expect it from, like the Lions, the Browns. So, like, the Cardinals went to a Super Bowl in 2008. Like, they're not a bad team.
No,
well, they're not getting money. They're not getting money off Kyler Murray playing Call of Duty. So the way they figure it is they're going to get him on the back half of it. That's how they're going to do it.
They're going to get him on the snacks he eats while he plays.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All the energy drinks and everything. Okay, that makes sense.
While he dies in the gulag.
This one he dies in the gulag. This one was interesting. Weight room, a D. And I kind of chalked this up to, because I saw Matt Chatham tweeted this out kind of after this came out. The brand new facilities are going to make the older facilities look worse. So I feel like teams might be harsher rating that. I mean, for the overall scheme, just to get it out there too, I don't really care about this. I don't think that like in the grand scheme of things, it's going to stop players from coming or not coming. I think that's more of, the coaching and skiing like players and team success and everything. But weight room being a D, second to last in the league, I thought that was kind of interesting. Like I don't really know what would constitute a D, but oh well. Strength coaches though, B plus. So which it's strength coaches are a B plus, but that's tied for 28th. So like,
yeah, how the fuck is that possible?
So like everybody has almost good.
There must be a lot of A pluses.
I don't know. Training room C minus. Training staff is an A, which is tied for 9th.
Yeah.
So like it is what it is. Locker room C plus. Again, that's probably just it's an older facility. Then team travel is a D plus. So I think
that's the weirdest one to me because the Patriots have their own plane. Like, how can it be that bad? Is it like Spirit Airlines or United Airlines where there's like no TVs and stuff like that?
Do you think it's team travel because it sucks to get to the airport that they're getting out of sometimes? Maybe. Weather, things like that. Like, the weather is always terrible. Yeah, I need more explanations. But like at the end of the day, this, to be honest, kind of exactly how I would expect. Like when you come to play for the Patriots, you're not going to be in Dallas where it's, it's all, we got to make sure we have, our, cosmetics all need to be good. Everything needs to look good. Yeah. Everything needs to smell good, feel good, all that.
It's like the shine, the glitz.
No, we're here to play football and win. Of course, we're going to try to make sure everything's here and, the weight room, training staff, all the things that seem to matter are fine. But like, sorry, we don't have a daycare. We're too busy, figuring out where our next banner is going to go for our AFC championship win. Like, I don't know. But
that was kind of my takeaway from this whole thing where I looked at it overall and I was like, the things that kind of really matter are fine. Like I'm looking at strength coaches, B plus, training staff, A, and all like the weight room. Most of your weightlifting is going to be in the off season. During the season, you don't want to pack on the heavy weight or risk getting hurt. You have to be, not sore for practice and whatnot. I'm not worried about that. Food and nutrition, very important. We get to be in that. So in my eyes, it's like the most important things are pretty good. And it's like, like you said, I don't really give a fuck about the daycare. And like, I'm sure plenty of players don't, but like apparently some of them do.
Yeah, I don't know. Al, what do you think about this? Because like I said, I don't want to, I mean, we have a bunch of other player stuff to talk about. I didn't want to stay on this, but it was big enough to where I feel like we had to talk about it.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And it's weird to think about how, like we said, they get a B plus in one area and that's 22nd in the league. And then they get an A in another area and they're 9th. It's just, all right, fine. They don't have the best facilities in the world. So they're getting new ones. Robert Kraft is really paying for these new facilities to come in. So who cares? But the players deserve to have
happening?
I think it's currently happening.
It's in the works.
Yeah. I believe they're doing it now. Yeah, because there was something that came out.
If anyone's got the money for it, Big Bad Bob Kraft does.
Yeah, of course he does. Money. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, get some nicer facilities. I mean, the family room stuff like that's minuscule. If you want to add it, fine. But try to give them the best of the best. Like you said, they're putting their lives on the line every day. Give them some perks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
I think they have plenty of perks, but yeah.
I feel like we all kind of have the same thing where it's like, I mean, Liam, you said it, the stuff that seems to really matter is there. Of course, there's always
like travel, like as long as they get to the fucking game, who gives a shit? They're all on private planes. Like it's nicer than how I travel.
Yeah. And like, honestly, these things didn't just come up this year. So it hasn't stopped players from coming here. Like, because, all players talk throughout the league. So if it really was this hellscape, like the Ravens
probably wouldn't have got Matthew Judon.
A lot of the you wouldn't have Matthew Judon telling people that it's awesome here. Hunter Henry wouldn't have came, John, like all the free agents, like it would be different. So I don't know, whatever. I don't really have any strong thoughts on this because I don't think it matters. But like I said, feel like we had to touch on it. So where would you guys like to start? Who would you guys like to start with? There's a couple of, players on the team that are confirmed staying. Some are going. Al's least favorite receiver. There's no contract talks yet. I don't know where you guys want to start. Liam or Al, the floor is yours. And we'll just kind of mosey on around these topics for a little bit. No draft tonight, just because there's a little bit more actual stuff to talk about. Probably no draft next week too, because next week we are less than a week away from free agency opening up. So
yeah. I do have something.
I'm hyped for that episode. Yeah, no, take the reins.
Okay. So let me pose this as a question to you guys. So DeAndre Hopkins who we've been talking about, and we've been kind of hoping that the Patriots would get.
Mhm.
There's a report out that said that the Cardinals, basically the parameters for a trade for DeAndre Hopkins is a second-round pick, and then an additional conditional pick or a player. My question to you guys is, who do you think would be realistic enough to trade away from the Patriots to get Hopkins in New England and still feel like you won the trade? Does that make sense?
I think the list would be shorter to tell you who I think we shouldn't give up. I'm kind of willing to give up the majority of people. I mean, unless, maybe I mean, obviously, like Mac Jones off the table, David, like, your core people are off the table, but I don't know, Liam.
It depends on how much we're valuing Hopkins. Like, do we
I put a very
think
high value
sign and trade? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But it seems like, conditional second round pick. I also heard early on that a fourth round pick would get the deal done. So, like, there are murmurs that he's not super valuable. But, like, a Jakobi Meyers sign and trade kind of seemed like an idea that crossed my mind. I didn't love it, but I thought, like, that's a valuable player plus a second round pick for a superstar top 5 wide receiver, I'd say.
Jonnu Smith. Would you send Jonnu Smith over there? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like Jonnu, could you see them sending Jonnu Smith over there? Would you guys be upset? Personally, I would.
They just paid Zach Ertz, probably not. So
yeah, I don't think
they traded for him, gave up a lot for him, and then signed him. So it just didn't seem like they need a tight end. If anything, like, they want to keep a decent receiving core for when Kyler comes back, because they apparently need money, so they're going to try and put asses in seats.
And especially too, if Hunter Henry ends up leaving, or they end up just getting rid of him after this year, then they still have Smith for one more year under contract, assuming they don't draft anybody or whatever the case may be.
That's another thing with the tight ends. People are saying that tight ends are sneaky a big need for the team, but I don't know. They also said that the draft is deep with tight ends, so you can get one a little later, or just get one next year, or extend. Like, because I guess that's another thing I wanted to touch on too. I guess it's confirmed, or it's out there, that the Patriots don't plan on moving on from Hunter Henry this season. Which, like, I think the player that they were going to move on from, if anything, was Jonnu Smith. With Hunter Henry, it was more of, are they going to extend him? Because you can extend him, have him for an extra couple of years, then lower his cap. But just to round out your point, Al, I think second round pick, I'm not worried about. If you want to throw in another pick instead of a player, that's cool too. But if you want to throw the limit on the caliber of player that I would put in there, and I hope this makes sense, would be a Kendrick Bourne type, one who has value, definitely has value to you, but not as much that you're going to die if he's gone, but he has enough value to the other team where they're like, "Ooh, this is a piece that we can kind of plug in here and kind of, use, like, kind of like a, if you wanted to throw like a Raekwon McMillan too, some teams, a younger linebacker teams might like that. I don't know. Honestly, if you want to give up 2 second-round picks for DeAndre Hopkins, I'm in. That's how much I want. Hopkins in. So, I mean, I'm willing to pretty much give up anything. The issue, though, which kind of always comes into play with any free agent or any player you're trying to trade with, is that even if the Patriots do have, because everybody, when this comes out, what always happens? It's everybody's like, "Oh, the Patriots can do this. Like, come on, Bill, like, make the trade." It's like, fuck yeah, let's make the trade. But just because the Patriots come up with a second round pick and a nice conditional pick or something like that, doesn't mean the Cardinals have to choose to trade to the Patriots.
No, of course.
DeAndre Hopkins does not have a no trade clause anymore. So, I mean, they could say, like, the Patriots could technically have somewhat of a better offer, but maybe the Cardinals don't want to trade to them. Maybe, there's still people, there's still relationships. Maybe the Cardinals front office has a better relationship with the Bears, or just throwing out a team.
Right.
I picked the Bears because they got like $100 million in cap space.
No, of course.
But like, you know what I mean? No, that's really it. It's just, it doesn't, you hope that whatever the Patriots put on the table is enough to kind of end it and have Hopkins come here. But there's always the case that someone else slightly overpays, or it's just, like I said, human relationships. They didn't want to trade to us for some reason.
Yeah.
See, I think it would be almost, and this might be a little strong of a word, but it would almost be like a failure if the Patriots didn't land Hopkins. And here's why.
Talk radio show Al. Here he comes.
Yeah,
think of the teams. Think of the teams.
Is this what they're saying on WEEI?
No, 98.5.
So anyways, this is WEEI. Fuck EEI. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, you're good. But seriously, think about the competition you have for DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs are in salary cap like trouble. They have one of the lowest salary caps going into next year. The Giants just paid Daniel Jones $40 million a year, and they got to worry about keeping Saquon Barkley, which they might not do because they franchise tagged him. But they got to worry about
lose
that.
2 first-round picks too, or something ridiculous.
Okay. So that's off the table. Then you got the Cowboys that were recently involved. I saw a rumor about the Cowboys being potentially interested, but they already have like CeeDee Lamb. They already have Michael Gallup. Like they're
going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, they're going to have to pay.
Look at that.
Yep. Right. So you're going to have to pay him. So realistically, when you look at it, what team that is a couple pieces away, that isn't a complete dumpster fire right now, like the Bears, like they're a dumpster fire. They have a lot of good things. Like they have the number 1 pick. They have $100 million in cap space, but they're not anywhere close.
Yeah, but what do the Cardinals care?
Yeah, they don't care. You know, you're talking about a team, and not even the Cardinals. The Bears.
Doesn't Hopkins? Does he have a no trade clause?
No, because he got suspended, so that got voided or however that works. But like the Bears, like you said though, but the Bears, like how many times do we see teams somewhat act like they're going all in, and you're kind of like, oh, this team,
and it's
sucks.
also same conference
like,
too.
Yeah, no, that's true. And like I think the Patriots should be the favorite, but it's one of those things where it's like, God, saying that this just reeks of like, God, I don't know, any other big name that's out there. It's like, oh, the Patriot, or like Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's out there. The Patriots should get him. They have time. They need a linebacker, blah, blah, blah. He signs with the or who the fuck did he sign with? The Rams, right? If I remember correctly.
Rams, yeah.
Or like Von Miller or something like that. And it's like, oh, can't believe they didn't get him. And it's like, it's not linear. It's not team X wants player from team Y. Team X offers this, and that's what happens. Yeah. In this case, though, Al.
Yes.
The competition for Hopkins isn't as great as other players have been. And also, you know, you have like, do the Cardinals want to do right by Hopkins? Because if they do, they have no reason to, but we don't know. And this is like the human element part where we have no idea if they're kind of talking. They're like, listen, we're sorry, you know, we saddled you with a diva douchebag gamer quarterback. Like, you know what? How about we send you? What are the teams you want to go to?
I list doubt 3 that, teams. Teams,
so
like,
do I.
For the most part, unless it's like a guy who's been with the franchise for years and years, they don't owe him anything. He's been there for 2 years.
Right, like a Stafford or something like that.
Yeah, Stafford or any of the, like, if obviously he retired, but if Larry Fitzgerald had demanded a trade, they would have sent him to where he wanted to go.
Or
they wouldn't have sent
Jimmy G with the Patriots. Belichick liked Jimmy G, so he sent him to a good situation. So yeah, I get it, but it's just it's so shitty, so shitty.
Yeah, I had a thought as another player that I thought could have been offered up here for DeAndre Hopkins, and it's something that I'm kind of on the fence on, but. Along with the 2nd round pick, what do you guys think about Panda Jack?
Jack Jones?
I wouldn't hate that. Yeah. No, see, and again,
he has a lot of value. His value may never be higher than it is now. He had a pretty good rookie season, ended a little tumultuously. Did he get suspended or just like
He got hurt and then technically got suspended. Yeah, he technically did because of him and Jake Bailey. They both got suspended because like they didn't follow the rule. But it was one of those things where like the season was going on or something. But like the Patriots season was over, so like they technically did, but it wasn't like
and it's not a big deal. But like something like that where it's just like it sows some seeds of doubt type deal. And the way I look at it is the Cardinals. Their defense sucks. It sucked all this year. They don't really have any cornerbacks that you can put to memory and haven't since Patrick Peterson. I can see them going, all right, 2nd round pick, and we get Jack Jones, who was ranked as a 2nd round prospect until he robbed a Panda Express and then dropped to the 4th round or something. Yeah. So it's like I can see the idea I'm giving.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't like it because I kind of like Jack Jones even a little more than Marcus Jones, even though Marcus Jones was more productive. Something about Panda Jack I just dig.
See, Marcus Jones is my guy. I love Marcus
I mean, obviously, like, he's disgusting and he's the better player, but I don't know. Something, but maybe it's the number 13. I think it's badass looking.
Yeah, no, the 13 is good, but it's weird. It's just weird on a corner. But I don't know. I mean, kind of just to like round out the DeAndre Hopkins thing. It's like I get that it seems like the Patriots should get him.
Yeah.
But like, Al's Wi-Fi is acting up a little bit right now. So while he's out, I'm going to take my shots at him. Man, to say that it's a failure when he comes back, I'll say it to him.
Yeah.
But like,
it's a splash. Like that's one of those, what's the word for it? Where it's like those splash words, those keywords that like get attention.
Yeah. Buzzwords. They're the buzzwords.
That's it.
Yeah. It's just, it would be a failure. It would be a mismanagement of cap space. It would be a roster management.
Yeah,
like
an injustice to the fans. It's all there's these dramatic people talking. It's like when Odell Beckham, when he went to the Rams, everyone wanted him to go to the Patriots. That was a big talk. Go get Odell. It's a big name. Yep. We went and got Ocho Cinco. We can get Odell. Like, no, there's no correlation. Sometimes the rumors correlate. There was a lot of Cam Newton to the Patriots rumors, and then it happened. But most of the time, there's a lot of rumors. And it never fucking happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Patriots right now, the report is they're one of 3 teams, I think, that are in it for, DeAndre Hopkins. So they do have a pretty decent pick too, picking in the first half of the second round. So if they do want to send it over, I don't know. I think it'd be awesome. I'll tell you this much. Like I've continued to say, if DeAndre Hopkins comes to this offense, I do not care for the most part what else you do on offense. I'm all in.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I mean, even getting Jakobi Meyers, not getting Jakobi Myers. And I think this will kind of lean right into Jakobi Meyers. But I'm going to wait a second to see when Al comes back on for that one. But I don't know. I mean, if you get DeAndre Hopkins and that means losing Jakobi Myers, you kind of have to do it.
Because like that outside is killer. I mean, think about the
Devontae Parker
that I put
DeAndre
on exactly.
Hopkins.
2 jump ball guys, 2 guys who can work the outside. Parker's mostly loves to cross over the middle anyway, so you get Hopkins deep, you get Parker over the middle. But the post that I put up earlier on the Tuck Rule Takes Instagram page, where it's like Mac giving his receivers a chance to make plays and then fitting it in between zones as well, stuff like that caters to those 2 guys more than it would Jakobi Meyers.
Yes, that is another thing. Go to the Tuck Rule Takes Instagram account. Liam is chopping up Mac Jones videos, throwing them up there. I believe, what's it called? We Believe in Mac Week. What's it called?
We Believe Week or something like that.
Yeah, We Believe Week, because we are a very pro Mac Jones podcast. So yeah, go check that out. It's
here to be the only pro Mac Jones podcast, but
daily, right? At least that's how it seems the last couple of days. Right? You've been tossing
every day this week. I have so much I might even stretch into next week, but right now I just started. I was gonna do one highlight a day, but I had so many. I mean, Mac's a baller, so I just started. I'm putting in strings now, putting together sections of his play.
Yeah. So again, like I said, Tuck Rule Takes on Instagram. Check it out. Liam, you can thank Liam for it. Like, share, all that fun stuff. He's throwing videos up of Mac Jones. Al, you're back.
I am. Had a Wi-Fi malfunction, but we're back.
Okay, good, fine. All that really happened when you were gone, I said to say that
we were making fun of you.
If the Patriots do not get Mac Jones, you can't call it a failure. You just can't. You can't even. And this is the part where all these reports come out. Kind of makes me wish they didn't even come out, because then it gets people's hopes up, and then this shit happens. Not you, but the shit where eventually, if he doesn't sign here, it's. I can't believe the Patriots didn't do this. How are they not going to get any help for the offense? It's like shut up.
And let me clarify one thing. The reason that I said it would be a failure is because before my Wi-Fi decided to crap out, yes, it was saying the competition that kind of went along with it, but it's also look at what the Patriots could use the most. One of the positions they need the most is a legitimate number 1 receiver. Now, there's a couple other options, but for a guy that has been productive as Hopkins, seems to love the connection between him and Bill Belichick, would love to come here, it looks like.
And that's why I'm so convinced.
And this is a guy that should be here.
This is a guy.
Now here's a guy.
Now here's the guy. So I agree. And kind of just like Liam said, if we've learned one thing from Bill Belichick, whether he's drafting, signing, whatever, if he wants someone, really, really wants someone, he does what he doesn't always get them, but he has a pretty good track record of going out there and getting the person. You know, whether he's moving up in the draft a few times he does, whether he waits in the draft, whether he goes to get someone. Like he got Hunter Henry because he's loved Hunter Henry since he was in fucking middle school. Like, and the DeAndre Hopkins thing, that's another one. But I will say, if we know how much the Patriots need a receiver, we know how much Belichick loves DeAndre Hopkins. The Cardinals know that. So you don't think the Cardinals will kind of leverage that a little bit? Kind of going back to our draft day conversation, Al, that you brought up that movie last year. Remember, you kind of take advantage. Every coach is like, come on, man. You know that he's not the guy. Like, get him. Like, they might ask for more. Maybe they won't. The Cardinals are a pretty inept organization anyway. So, like, they might just kind of want to move on. They don't want another malcontent on their offense. I mean, they already have.
Just don't tell the Cardinals what's wrong with Bo Callahan. That's all you got to do.
Just don't tell them. Another Cardinals receiver, chosen. Don't call me Robbie Anderson.
Hard pass.
I want nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. Even if it's like a backup third string. I don't care. What's the thing? Oh, guys, he's fast. So is Tyquan Thornton. Like, I don't want him. Maybe like 3 years ago, for sure, when his name was actually attached to the Patriots. But yeah, I don't want him. DeAndre Hopkins is the guy. I think that's kind of where, right or wrong, we've all pushed our Patriots colored eggs into that basket. So they don't get him. It's going to be a little iffy, but I don't know. We'll see.
Like I said, that talk between Bill and DeAndre this past season, very promising. Like shut like that, you love to see. But I do remember back in 2015, Bill had a similar conversation with a wide receiver that I love, and he had many chances to get him and never pulled trigger. Percy Harvin. I remember pregame when he went over to Percy Harvin, he's like, "You are the best, man." And I was like, "The Patriots are getting Percy Harvin." Never. And they had 4 chances.
They tried to a little bit, or at least it was reported they did. But so another guy that I guess is being shopped around, but I guess a report came out maybe he's not being openly shopped around. This was an interesting one because I think this would make the offense borderline unstoppable, but for different reasons. Derick Henry. So you guys remember all the way back to the Pro Bowl when Derick Henry came up to Judah and said, "Hey, how you like it in New England?" I mean, he's not just going to ask that question for no reason. You know, like if you want to put your little tinfoil Aaron Rodgers conspiracy hat on, maybe he's asking them. He kind of saw the writing on the wall. He had some talks. The Titans need to make cap space. You know, they got rid of AJ Brown last offseason or a year and a half, however long ago. Like they're moving on from some people. Like Derick Henry, while he still has value.
It seems like they're really starting fresh.
They're starting that. So maybe Derick Henry saw the writing on the wall. He's like, "Hey, buddy, you know, how is it over there?" I will tell you, if you have a 1-2 punch of Ramondre Stevenson and Derick Henry, Mac Jones only needs to throw the ball 10 times a game. That's it. Can you imagine that play action?
Yes, it's stellar, but I just don't know if I love the practicality of it. Like realistically, he shows no sign of decline, but running backs don't last long. And obviously he's Superman. He is the tallest, the second strongest running back I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know. Like, would you have to pay him a ton? Would you take on his disgusting contract? Is he coming here for a Patriots discount? It just doesn't seem realistic to me, where I'm like, how would this work? Especially in the long term. But obviously, if you get King Henry in a Patriots uniform, like the fans would be psyched, the team would be amped up. And, you know, like you said, we're a running football team anyway. He's going to get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that would be like one of those offenses where it's just it's not just ground and pound. It's just pound and 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 play action and pound and pound and like it would be. I
don't even know if that can work in the modern league anymore, though. It's a passing offense. Or a passing league. I don't know if a running offense can win a Super Bowl.
I don't see. I think if Derick had, and that's more of a. That would be, and I think I even texted this to you guys. If I had to pick someone where it's like, holy shit, I can't believe the Patriots signed him, it would be Derick Henry, because I could see Belichick doing that where, you know, Damian Harris out, Ramondre Stevenson is in. He carried the ball, I think it was almost 250 times last year.
Yeah.
Like that's a shit ton of times. Like Derick Henry is also, he started to load manage a little bit this season. So I don't know. You have both of them in. If Stevenson is kind of being a little bit more of a pass catching back, but you also got Ty Montgomery as your pass catching back. People forget about him. You got the two running backs that we drafted, which who knows if they're even going to make
I forgot Ty Montgomery's still under contract. I thought
everybody did.
Year.
Everybody did. No, he's got
a 2-year deal or either
one more year,
or 1 year, or one with a player option.
One more year.
Yeah, one more year. So again, it is a pipe dream, but opposing defenses. I just don't know what you would do.
Let's play the fun game while we're at it. Like if we got Derick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins, we go undefeated. We go 17-0 in the regular season, sweep the playoffs, win the Super Bowl.
If the Patriots get Derick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins, I will get a Super Bowl champions Patriots tattoo on me. I will say that
I'll
right
put it
now.
On my ass.
Right now, March 7th, if the Patriots get DeAndre Hopkins and Derick Henry, I will get a tattoo. I don't know what Super Bowl is coming up, whatever one it is, 50,
we'll leave that to the math teacher here to tell us the Roman numerals for this upcoming season.
Yeah, I don't know which one it would be, but yeah, that's what will happen. That'd be beautiful, but I don't think it's going to happen though. But it is. It's just another name that's out there. It's another thing out there. Another one. Okay, Al. Now that you're back, Jakobi Meyers. Contract negotiations have not really gone anywhere with him. Reportedly, they're doing the same things they're going to do with John Jones, which we'll talk about him in a little bit too. Seems like they're just going to let him go out there, test the market.
He had a great match on Saturday.
The reports that he did, the reports are that I guess the league doesn't see him as that 17, 18 million a year, which is good because if people are paying, if Jakobi Meyers comes back with a $13.5-14 million a year contract, I think the Patriots might match that. I don't know. As I know that Liam, you want him here, Al, as a Jakobi Meyers not fan. Would you?
I'm actually more of the not fan than Al.
Would you? I know. I just any player that I like, I'm like Al doesn't like him.
I know Al hates him, but I'm actually
even though we talk all the time, we're like.
Liam, I keep forgetting Liam hates Jakobi Myers because
maybe he should be the one that you're getting on that.
No, so you, sir.
Jakobi Meyers hater.
What say you? What do you think? What do you think with all? Do you think that this is going to be one of those things where he just dips out, goes to San Francisco, goes to Chicago, something like that? Or do you think he goes out, kind of sees the market's kind of shitty and comes back and does his dream deal? Remember, he said it'd be his dream to play for the Patriots to sign again. What do you think happens? Because I get them not moving forward because it's like, why are we going to say we'll pay you X amount where it's like, no, dude, go out there, see what you got. We did it with Hightower. We did it with Edelman. We did it with a couple people. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Go out there, see what's out there. We'll see what's going to happen.
I mean, I can't think of any of the lower end teams that like need a wide receiver. Like I always go to the Lions as a shit team, but like they're actually pretty all right and they have a good receiving core.
Yep.
I would think of the Browns, but they have Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper. They're going to have to pay Peoples-Jones soon. They're already paying Amari Cooper, so they're all set. Like think of a needy wide receiver core in the league. I certainly can't think of one off the top of my head unless the Ravens throw the bag at him to try and keep Lamar Jackson, but that's not like a splash pick. No one's getting excited about Jakobi Meyers unless you're a Patriots fan. And even then, I'm not jumping for joy because the motherfucker throws the ball to the other team, but he's fine. Like the league is right when they say he's not worth 17 million or whatever he's trying to get or projected to get.
Correct.
He's not worth that. Like he's a great slot receiver. He will never be more valuable than he would be in New England. Here he can maximize his potential. Everywhere else he'll be an above average, smaller wide receiver. They might not even use him as in the slot as his best, which is up to his best potential.
The Patriots paid Nelly $11 million.
Yeah.
I think he's worth more than Nelly. No. I think he is. I think it's just strictly because of he's the not nearly on these guys' level, but he's Edelman, your Welker. He's the security blanket for Mac Jones. I think he's
important to the organization.
Yes, he is important to this, kind of like Edelman when he went out there and didn't go anywhere. Edelman on another team isn't going to be as productive or even as valuable, but here he's very valuable. He's wicked valuable.
Yes.
So that's why I think Jakobi Meyers is going to go out. He's probably going to see his market is what happens if he goes out there and people are offering him 3 years at $12 million a year. I think he comes back and he's 1,000% back. Al, would you take what's the cap that you would take Jakobi Meyers back? Not like overall, but just like per year. Like what's the most you would pay him?
Probably like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
At the absolute most. I'm not going above 15, not even close.
No. I wouldn't either. And I love him.
Not for Meyers. Listen, I like Jakobi Meyers. I think like you guys said, the security blanket factor, guy that Mac Jones is comfortable with, has built a rapport with. You got to keep that here if you can. I'm throwing this out there. I'm spitballing here. Say he gets the bag from somewhere else. Could the Patriots move Tyquan Thornton to slot receiver just because of his speed, or do the guys think he's too small to do that?
He's definitely not too small because we've had smaller play the slot.
Like
we had
Edelman's
Danny Amendola.
Yeah,
but like at least Edelman was jacked. We had Danny before, like Edelman was like the next Wes Welker. We thought Amendola would be. He was way smaller and he just got concussed for like 2 seasons, and then they moved him outside and he figured it out.
Kendrick Bourne's still here. They could move Kendrick Bourne to the slot.
They could
kind of keep. I mean, this offense needs a slot receiver. I think. We kind of touched on it real quick last week. Slade Bolden, the guy from Alabama, who's been
really holding on to the Slade Bolden, dude.
I could not care. I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup, but just from what I heard, Bill O'Brien loved using him in the slot. He idolized Edelman. Shit, bring him in. I mean, fuck, I'd take a flyer on him. But I don't think that losing Jakobi Meyers destroys the offense, depending on what you do. Now, if he leaves and you don't really do much, which I just can't see that happening, because remember the whole like edict from fucking Robert Kraft where he's like, I know the offense has sucked. We need to do more shit. Like, anybody with eyes knows that. Like,
you can get rid of Jakobi Meyers, sign Braxton Berrios, and get more production.
Oh God, I will off myself.
No, absolutely not. I mean, this is a max contract guy that you can get for next to nothing.
What a name! What a Braxton Berrios. Sounds like someone that would like log into like the SATs.
Sounds like a guy that fucks to me.
Fucks himself because he just sits in his basement.
He's the man.
Braxton Berrios. So let me go play water polo with Braxton Berrios.
He's got some of the best Instagram captions I've ever seen in my life. Dude can.
I bet he does, because that's the only thing he's talented at is that, and then he had like one good game against the Patriots. That's it. Like,
he has every good game against the Patriots. They should never let him go.
No Braxton Berrios. But with Jakobi Meyers, I want him back. It'd be nice. It'd be a nice feel-good story. But the more that I'm thinking about it, this strikes me as one of those players that's like a team fan favorite, but he leaves. And it's like, God damn it, Bill, this is it. This is the end. How could you do that? Things are gonna this is just it. You're starting to lose it, you old senile fuck. And then all of a sudden he's gonna get DeAndre Hopkins, draft someone, and this offense is gonna be a top 5 offense. So it's like I don't know. Overall, I would like to have him back. My cap is like 14 million, like you said, Al. But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. Allen Robinson, would you guys want him
as a backup option?
Yeah, not as your like the guy that you get, but you get like, let's just say, as a placeholder, let's just say the Patriots get DeAndre Hopkins. So would you want Allen Robinson? Basically, it would be Allen Robinson in, Jakobi Meyers out. That would be what would happen.
If you had Hopkins and Robinson in here, absolutely.
And Devontae Parker. We talked about him. Yeah, that when you were, fighting your Wi-Fi, Liam brought up, and I completely forgot. Could you imagine having DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Parker on the outside, Kendrick Bourne doing some crazy shit on the inside, and then Tyquan Thornton, just burning people, just running, they should just tell Tyquan Thornton every play at the snap, just run across the field.
Yeah.
As fast as you can, just run across the field. Yeah. At the very least, you'll take at least one person with you. Just run across the field. And then Hunter Henry, squeak out into the flat for a quick little 8-yard pass. Like, I don't.
Which is basically all he got last year.
I am very excited to see Hunter Henry actually do things, like do big things, which I'm hoping Bill O'Brien does. But yeah, Allen Robinson, I mean, I would like it. I know he's got some injury stuff, so obviously he wouldn't be like your number one or even number two option, but it'd be cool. But kind of just to stick with people on our team, a lot has been spoken about with Patriots players and stuff. No one other than today has really brought up Jonathan Jones.
No.
But I guess like the Patriots still want him back, but he's going to go do the same thing Jakobi Meyers is doing, where he's going to test free agency. Now, John Jones, I could see people overpaying for him. He had a really good year. He's really good. People might jump the shark and think that he is your next shutdown guy, which, I mean, we saw him play here. We know he's really good, but
is he really good?
Well, see, that's the thing. So, like, there were how many games where it was like it looked like he was getting burned, but it wasn't because of the scheme or whatever it was. I don't know.
Because he has over the top safety help, and I get it. Where it's like, dude, why'd you do that? But then he's got the help. But I also remember him getting torched by Stephon Diggs really badly.
I mean, J.C. Jackson did too when he was here. I mean, Diggs just has found a way to
torches everyone.
A Patriot killer.
Yeah, literally. He is the man.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson, good name to bring up. I would think or hope if Jones goes somewhere else, this turns into like a J.C. Jackson thing where he went to the Chargers. I mean, he was one of the worst corners in the league last year, like statistically, one of the worst corners in the league. So
that shit will never not be funny to me. That is so hysterical.
And then what? Remember everybody, and I think we all wanted.
I was furious.
Yeah, no, we all were. But then what happens? Belichick drafts two Joneses, and they're both amazing at what they do. I mean, shit. We thought the first half of the year, we thought Jack Jones was going to be the guy. Then Marcus Jones was like, "Oh, hold on, let me stop returning punts for a second. Let me just start picking off balls and returning them here." Like I don't know. I would love to see Jonathan Jones back. It'd be awesome, but I don't. And then people are saying that this year's draft is chock full of good corners too. So it's like. I'm not worried about the corner position. If there's one position, in the handful that Belichick's been really good at handling, it's been corner, whether he's bringing guys in from outside or he's drafting them. Don't get me wrong. There were the bad years, like from 2010 to 2012, where you had fucking, Alfonso, like those years.
Yeah. Sterling Moore.
Yeah. Sterling Moore, not great. But yeah, I mean, whether it goes from, he got Revis, he got Gilmore, Malcolm Butler came out of nowhere. Like you got Marcus Jones seems to be good. Jonathan Jones, who drafted Jonathan Jones? The Patriots. Like it just Jack Jones. Like I'm not worried. And then shit, Jalen Ramsey is still out there. So if you want to take a 1-year flyer on him, plug him in there, maybe draft a guy and then, get rid of Ramsey after the year. I don't know about you guys.
Fire you guys up.
Not fire up, but it would be like, oh, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I would like it because I don't think that he would be like this. I don't think this defense is going to be built on shutdown corners. I think it's going to be built on Christian Barmore, Dietrich Wise, Uche, Judon, just destroying quarterbacks, and then hopefully they don't have a lot of time to throw the ball. I mean,
I do love that me and Mike are on the same page. Christian Barmore is going to dominate the league any one of these years.
He is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Al, I don't think I feel like we haven't spoke to you about that much. You're in our camp with Barmore, right? He was hurt a little bit last year.
Okay, absolutely.
Good. Okay. Yeah, because having him and I mean, shit. If they, I guess in some of these mock drafts, there's some D tackles that are attached to the Patriots. Fuck, if they want to just start drafting, I don't know. I'm not worried about the defense at all. Whether Jonathan Jones stays, goes, you bring in Jalen Ramsey, you sign someone. What's his name? Jamal Dean or whatever from Tampa. I guess they're going to release him.
Jamal Dean.
Want to bring him in? I mean, he's going to be like the number one corner out there, But it's just I don't know.
Put it this way, right? If you wanted to. Just to kind of like throw some real fun out there. That Hopkins trade? The Hopkins trade we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so throw the second round pick, and I'll tell you what, throw in Jalen Mills. because Jalen Mills is
Yeah?
someone
Oh, my boy.
that I know,
Yeah,
but he's on the last year of his deal. He's on the last year
Non-starter.
of his deal.
Non-starter.
Why
No, I'm
wouldn't
just
you?
kidding.
You wouldn't. I was gonna say you wouldn't want
No,
a
I
guy
wouldn't.
on the last year of his deal when you
I
have
would.
plenty
Dude,
of
Jalen Mills
plenty of depth.
sucks.
When you have plenty of
I
depth
would. You
at
suck.
corner, and then you get your number one receiver, and then you can draft. Like you said, the corners are really deep in this draft, so you can draft a guy, and then you bring back Jonathan
Don't
Jones.
throw
and you
my
still
words
have-
back in my face.
I'm just saying, you've made a good point.
Look at this. Look at this.
See, listen,
You made a good point.
I
You hate that you're
love-
starting to like it.
I love Jalen Mills. I think I've said Jalen
don't
Mills
know
is on
how.
my list of players. I love
Did he
Jalen
save
Mills.
you from a burning car or something? Why do you like Jalen Mills?
He would say he would drop me probably, but he would still save me from the car. I just I don't know. I like him. I think he got kind of a shitty shake. Like, you know, he comes from Philly. Anybody that comes from Philly is going to have that stink on them. That, I mean, shit, Nelson Aguilar is still trying to get it off of him. And he was on the team years
I think
ago.
he's fine.
Like, Philadelphia is just a shit town, shit fans, overrated team. Like,
Pretty sure they
I
were
don't
in the
know.
Super Bowl. So
I don't know. And what happened in the Super Bowl? Miss fucking 80
38
billion
points.
sacks. They didn't even they yeah. Oh, whoop-de-doo against a Chiefs defense that, God, they don't even like to play defense. Don't get me started on that. Philly sucks. So you know what? In fact, you got me on that. Fuck Jalen Mills. Send him out. You know what? You had me turn
That's
on
all
him.
I wanted.
You had me turn on him. No, but I do still like him though. So I don't know. Maybe you keep him. Maybe this is what goes on in my head when I try to think about players I want to
Apparently.
keep and send. But no, like I keep forgetting he's on the team, to be honest.
I thought he was a free agent as well.
Completely forgot because he was like kind of hurt. Like it seemed he has like
Is he a
chronic
free agent or
injuries.
does he have one more year in his deal? I thought
No,
he had
he's got one more year. He's got
That's
one
what I
more
thought.
year.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to send him away, shit, like I've already said, whatever short of like Mac Jones and like a handful of players, send him away to get DeAndre Hopkins.
I'll give you Mac Jones, Cole Strange, and Ramondre Stevenson in exchange for DeAndre Hopkins. Deal.
Deal. We'll take it.
I don't know. The Cardinals still might be like, I don't know. Kyler Murray doesn't like that trade, so I don't think we're going to do that.
Kyler Murray.
All right. We'll throw in Kyle Duggar too.
God,
all right.
yeah.
You sold us.
That's
What player plays COD?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be it. It'd be, Kyler Murray would be like, "Huh, let me see. What's your username? Oh, you don't know what that means?
What's your KD ratio?
What's your KD? Yeah.
I don't know.
So
it's just
sad.
Jonathan Jones, just to kind of again close the book on him. So we're kind of talking, we're just going through here. I'd like him to come back. I know that the stats say that he has been one of the best corners in the league. He is very, very good. He's not great. I see him in the same sense of like JC Jackson, where it's like we see them every time. JC Jackson, I think, was better as just like a pure shutdown corner. I don't know. It kind of seemed like maybe towards the end of the year, Jonathan Jones was getting beat a little bit more, and that might just be a whole team thing. I don't know what it was, but I would like him to come here, but not as much as JC Jackson, where I'm like, I need him to stay. You know, like I'm cool if you want to, if he wants to go get the bag. Now, if he goes somewhere and he's like, no one wants to pay me what I want, and he comes back like a decent deal or whatever, sure. Like I'm not gonna not take him back. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to do that. But yeah,
honestly, I want the rookies in there entirely. I want both Joneses on the outside. Actually, maybe Marcus Jones in the slot, but like I want the Joneses starting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with that. I mean, have them fucking. I mean, but you know what that means? If Jonathan Jones goes, you know who's gonna have more playing time. Wait, let me just make sure.
No.
Let me just see if he's still
the destroyer of worlds, Miles Bryant.
No,
is he still on the team?
God, no, Liam, bad Liam, bad.
No, I'm kind of into it.
Bad.
No, he's gone.
Yes, good.
I'm pretty sure he is. Hold on.
He stinks.
Yeah, season's over. Let's mail it in, boys. Time to rebuild.
He's out.
Oh, yeah.
He's out. Shit. Well, Super Bowl's off.
Yeah, 4-win season on the horizon.
Miles Bryant was the guy I was talking about, in case.
Yeah, of course it was.
Anybody was curious.
The hero of that Bills game.
I don't know. He was that one game. I'm sure the Patriots are going to draft a corner. They always seem to at some point, but either way, even if Jonathan Jones doesn't come back, they'll draft one, they'll sign one. Jalen Mills will stay. I'm not worried. If you have 3 good corners, I'm fine with that. With Kyle Duggar, Adrian Phillips, and maybe Devin McCourty back there. I'm cool with the DBs. I'm not gonna cry over Jonathan Jones going away. Although it kind of kills my thing of having 3 Jones on the field at one time and just fucking with the offense and not knowing who's on who. So many armbands.
Kind of a hot take here. I kind of hope that they re-sign Jonathan Jones so Marcus Jones doesn't have to play on defense, because I love what he does in the special teams game.
And on offense.
But do you think that
offense?
In Liam, I think you brought this up last year with Marcus Jones. It's awesome to have him play 3, 4, 5 plays on offense, do his thing on kick returns, punt returns, whatever he wants to do. Do you think that eventually that will turn into like a Taysom Hill type thing where it's like there was success early on, but now it's like we kind of like when he's in the game, it's like we know shit might be going to him. And I know that like, yeah, sure, we'll use that
more
as a distraction.
Than probably might be. It's like it's always if he's lining up on offense, he's getting the ball probably 7 times.
Yeah, but and I guess the thing is he's too fucking fast for it even to matter. Works. So I don't know. But Al, no, I do like what you said though, where I think it's like an embarrassment of riches. He is really good on defense. He is really good returning kicks. He is also really good on offense when he gets the ball. So it's like, what do you do? So I don't know. And you can't just fucking kill the kid. Like you can't have him playing 60 snaps a game. Like that's
punt returner is the like most dangerous position too. You're like, do we want to do this?
Yeah. And I mean, that's just for your defense. You don't want to have one of your key starting corners always returning. See, but then, you're going to put him back there because he's good, but then you also drafted him because he is good as a corner too. So I don't know. It's again, I guess corner, you got to do something. The easiest thing to do would be to just sign Jonathan Jones and just run it back with what you have. Draft a rookie if you want to, in the 4th round or something. He'll end up being the next JC Jackson.
Yeah, but what we had wasn't good enough. We got smoked by the Bills, and like a bunch of like the Bengals fucking killed us with some 3rd, 4th string wide receiver that I've never fucking heard of.
Wasn't Jonathan Jones down in the Bengals game? Maybe not. Maybe he wasn't.
He was out for a game or two.
I remember, but no, and I think what might help that is you have the rookies who are now in their 2nd year. So maybe they'll take on more of the thing. I don't know. They got to do something, obviously. So they got to bring Jonathan Jones back, or at least get someone. I think even if Jones comes back or not, I do still think they draft someone, because I think that's kind of Belichick's thing. Drafts a corner every year. The guys seem to fucking play. He'll draft 2, one will work. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know.
What they really need to do is just unleash Kyle Duggar. On every play, let him rush, let him do the Troy Polamalu thing where it's like, we're not even going to tell you what coverage you should be in. If you want to rush the passer, do it. If you want to drop into coverage, do it. Whatever your instincts tell you, roll with it.
Do what you want to do, sir. Yeah, I would like that. So on defense, we'll stay there. Eric Kendricks. Liam, you brought him up.
Love it.
I would love to have him here. I think that would be a great signing. You have a really, really good linebacker to put him in there with Uche, Judon, Jennings. I mean, that's a really Bentley. That's a really, really good linebacking core. I would like that. I would like that very, very much. So, and then obviously you got Mac Wilson too.
Yeah. Is he still under contract?
I think so. Let me look it up.
I think he is, actually, come to think of it. But
Mac
Wilson. Eric Kendricks is 31 right now, which isn't like a deal breaker for linebackers. Like I would say like 34 is when I start to get worried. So get him on like a 2-year deal, like see what he can do, how much he's got in the tank. But the dude's like he's Juwan Bentley basically. He's not going to give you great pass coverage, but the motherfucker can tackle.
Wilson is an unrestricted free agent, so
that's what I thought.
Okay. Yeah, bring him back. Fuck it. I would like that. Bring him back. Why not? He played
awesome
really good.
coverage.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick. Once he kind of got his feet under him, kind of knew what he was doing. Quick guy. So yeah, I would like that. But yeah, Kendricks. Oh, that would be. I would love love to have Kendricks.
That's kind of like my best case for linebacker. Like Bobby Wagner's cool, but I'm afraid he's starting to get into that territory where the name doesn't match the production. Like everyone thinks of Bobby Wagner, they're like killer, and it's like he had like 2 good games last year. Granted, the Rams sucked and their offense wasn't on the field for long, so the defense was tired. But still, I'm like, just off what I see, and I'm like, I'd hate to throw a bunch of money into Bobby Wagner and have him be disappointing.
Which very well may happen. But
yeah, I have more faith in Eric Kendricks is like my bottom line.
Yeah, no, have him come in. Do you guys think that the Patriots are going to sign any of these big offensive linemen, or are they going to draft one? Because I think if they draft one, it seems like they're all in still with Trent Brown. Like it doesn't seem like he's going to. So
I mean,
my own personal purgatory.
Here's the problem. I think with the signing of Connor McDermott to a 2-year deal, I think that's going to take away from a big name in free agency. And I'm just throwing this out there as a big name, like an Orlando Brown. Like that's a big name.
Because I saw he didn't get tagged. That's Mike's boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
no, I like him.
I also think, and I know I'm bringing it back to this, but I really do think it's dependent on the DeAndre Hopkins situation. Because if Hopkins ends up in New England, then maybe they're like, okay, first round, we take that offensive tackle, like a Peter Skoronski from Northwestern or something like that. But if they don't get Hopkins or they don't get a big name receiver, do they go after the receiver? What's his name from Ohio State? The kid that everyone's talking about.
You guys
know who I'm talking
about. Or whatever. He's got the hyphenated last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a guy like that, I'm trying to see if I can find his name.
Zay Jones, if they wanted to get him.
Zay Jones, the kid from BC. So again, I think it's all dependent on what they do in these next,
Zay Jones from Jacksonville?
No, Zay Flowers Mike's thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's it.
Bottom line, you're gonna get one or the other. It's either you're gonna sign a wide receiver or you're gonna sign a tackle. And then whatever you don't do in free agency, the other one you're going to do with your first round pick in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to get that guy from it's Bama, right? Broderick something or whatever. That's the guy. I think he's a right tackle or left tackle. I forget. But that's the guy that kind of people are expecting them to get. I would, if I could have my druthers, I would want the Patriots draft an offensive lineman. Yeah. You like that?
Wait, are you talking the kid from Georgia?
Is it Georgia? It might be. There's one
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones. Yes, it was fucking Jones.
Wow.
That right there is a dead giveaway. He's
right
coming
now.
here. His fucking last name is Jones. Like, so if you draft him, you don't have to worry about offensive line, at least for another year. Then you draft him next year, trade, whatever you want to do. Then that gives you time. So like you get DeAndre Hopkins. You draft Broderick Jones. Right there, you have your wide receiver and offensive line shored up for the most part. Whatever happens with Jakobi Meyers happens. You can draft someone later. You can pick someone up, whatever you want. It gives you a lot more playroom out there, as opposed to if you sign one of these big name offensive linemen, it's going to tie up a lot of money. You're not going to sign, an Orlando Brown or a, McGlinchey type or anything like that. And then you're also going to sign DeAndre Hopkins. That doesn't make sense, because you are still going to, even though, he won't be as expensive, like you're still not going to get all of that. So I would almost rather them, because Belichick can draft offensive linemen. We've seen him do it. I'd rather draft an offensive lineman and then spend money on the offense or spend money for a corner or to keep Jonathan Jones or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I trust Belichick drafting 14th an offensive lineman that would work out. Cause then you got Cole Strange and whoever you end up drafting, those are kind of your pillars. David Andrews will shepherd them along. Mike Owenu is still there. He's doing his thing. Liam's guy. And then Trent Brown, you have him for one more year.
Yeah, boy.
If you still wanted to get rid of Trent Brown, well, see, now you can get fucking crazy. If you want to get rid of Trent Brown, that frees up $10 million just about. Get rid of him. sign one of these big offensive linemen. It doesn't even have to be like your top Orlando Brown, but just like a starting solid offensive lineman, still draft one. And then right there, you just shored up your offensive line and nothing changed because you made cap space by trading Brown. You got an offensive lineman, so you use whatever money you were paying him and then some maybe for the new offensive lineman. You still drafted one, so you shored up your offensive line to protect Mac Jones, because to bring it back to Mac, we've all seen what Mac Jones can do when he's protected. He can pick apart defenses. So, and then that kind of leads into Bill O'Brien kind of doing what he wants to do. If your quarterback can get protection, the offense can run how it is. And then you can still get DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I don't, there's a lot of things they can do. Jalen Mills too. If they get rid of him, I think they get like either $6 or $9 million, something like that. So
the writing's on the wall.
Shit. Listen, I'm not a part of the team where it's like the people who are like, oh, you can have this much cap space if you trade away Hunter Henry. They should do it. It's like, no, let's make shit make sense. Don't just make cap space just to have cap space. Like, you don't need that.
Do something with that.
Yeah. Money. Now, if you want to get DeAndre Hopkins and then also a top, either a top corner or a top out offensive lineman, then sure, get rid of Jonnu Smith, get rid of Jalen Mills, whichever one. Extend Hunter Henry, which I'm sure they'll do because Belichick loves Hunter Henry anyways. So it's like, do these things, but if you're going to make this cap space, make it make sense, which I feel like how this offseason has gone, they're going to make it make sense because everything they've done so far this offseason, thumbs up. I mean, I love it.
Yep.
Almost everything that they haven't done a bunch of things, but the majority of things they've done, how they've handled everything, from the weird press release and everything saying that we are going to, we'll be back and all that stuff. I'm down with it. I love it because it shows the team knows what's going on. And
they're self-aware. They know what the fans want.
Yes. So, and I'm like, and I think this is the one very few times has this happened, but I feel like what the fans want, what the team wants, and kind of what the team needs are all kind of right in line. Like, the fans want a big name receiver, kind of a number one option. Seems like the team wants that too, and they need it. The fans want an offensive lineman because they hate Isaiah Wynn, and thank God he's gone. And they also kind of hate Trent Brown. Kind of seems like the team knows they want and need that too. That the fans didn't want Matt Patricia. What'd the team do? Got rid of him. He's out. Like, they got a new offensive line coach. Like, it just seems like a lot of good things are happening, which is why when I say the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl next year, it's not crazy.
Nope.
Right? Say it with me, please. Thank you. Somebody? So I don't know. Does someone agree with me? So it doesn't sound like I'm being crazy, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't have any other players. Did you guys have any other players you wanted to throw out that you're thinking about, or anything else that you wanted to kind of shoot the shit about real quick before we leave? And then next episode is free agency, boys. So that's going to be fucking crazy.
Let's throw a little teaser out. What's one move that you want to see by Tuesday that the Patriots are in hot topic about?
And let's make it cannot be DeAndre Hopkins.
Fair.
Because that would be everybody's choice. So
absolutely.
Okay. Shit. Does anybody else want to go first? I can try to think of one. What's a move that you want them to? Could it be?
It could be whatever you want it to be. It can be a trade. It can be a signing. It can be the release of someone. It could be anything.
I would like.
Keep it somewhat realistic too.
I'm not gonna be like, I want them to sign Mike Evans or trade for Mike Evans.
I mean, Mike Evans,
which is realistic, kind of. Shit.
Is Mike Evans realistic?
I have somewhat. One if you guys want me to start.
All right, yeah. Who do you have?
So this is I'm putting this up just right away. This is only if Devin McCourty decides to officially retire. I would like to see the New England Patriots in the mix for Bengals safety Jesse Bates. I would like to see Jesse Bates potentially in a Patriots uniform if Devin McCourty retires.
Now that is interesting. I can drive with that because he's a grinder. He's a classic
like
Patriots guy.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like that.
I think it's a little bit of a fairy tale because I think he'd demand a pretty hefty contract that we wouldn't give him. But in a hypothetical perfect world, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I mean, we know how much Bill loves defense, so
we do.
That's a good one. You know, I'm going to go. Mine's going to be kind of boring. And, you know, I've kind of rode with it. It's kind of what I've wanted the whole time. I think I said it a few episodes ago too. I think when free agency starts or right before or the next time we come on, Jakobi Meyers is here on a 4-year deal. Yeah. I think he's here. I don't even think that he really tests the waters that much. I would like to see him here. Because if you have Jakobi Meyers is another one of those ones where it's like you get him, you kind of know what money you have to play with for the wide receivers, you know, because you got to think that Bill kind of is thinking like, okay, we'd sign person X, we have this much here. This is what I'm going to do with the offensive line. This is what I'm going to do if McCourty leaves. Like we have all this panned out. Jakobi Meyers is obviously a priority because you want to make sure you keep your quarterback happy. Mac Jones likes him. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Jakobi Meyers. My second thing was Slade Bowden or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Bolden. But yeah, no, I'm still riding with Jakobi Meyers. Give me a 4-year deal. Have him here. Build along with everybody. Security blanket. Let's go.
Okay.
What do you got, Liam?
So they're not exactly splash. They're not like dynamic big name guys that'll make you quiver in your boots here. But I think realistic and interesting ideas for us here. I love the idea of Jordan Poyer. I don't think it's going to happen. He already said he wants to go somewhere warm. I froze my ass off outside today. Not here.
Nope.
So I don't know how familiar you guys are with Jimmy Ward, the old 49ers safety.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not crazy. He's nothing dynamic. He's not a heavy hitter, but he's kind of like what McCourty is, where it's like he's a speedster. He's looking to disrupt the pass. He's not – McCourty's probably a better tackler than he is, but he's certainly not terrible by any means. He's an above-average free safety with some good speed. So I can see that on a fairly cheap deal if McCourty ends up stepping out the door. And then for our linebackers, a guy that I've kind of admired for a while, he was huge when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. And then after that, the Falcons have been so bad. He's been pretty irrelevant. Deion Jones, one of the most versatile inside linebackers I know of. Dude's great in coverage. Dude can tackle.
He was talked about that year as like
Obsessed.
He was the next guy.
Him and Grady Jarrett were like that entire defense.
They were the ones.
I think Keanu Neal was on that team too. He was pretty good, but for the most part, like he screams Patriots to me because he's a linebacker that can do it all, and Bill's gonna eat that shit up. So I like that as an idea. I think he'd demand a little more money than we may be willing to offer him. I think he's like 29 though, so maybe it wouldn't be as big as I'm thinking. But if teams value him the way like. If they're a little nostalgic with how good he used to be, he might get overpaid. But I think that's a cool, realistic option where I'm like, that's a Patriots player.
I would like that. I mean, it's free agency. People are going to get overpaid. So, I mean, in a kind of we keep forgetting about this. Do you want to know what I want to see happen before Tuesday? Fucking Devin McCourty comes back.
Please, dude, figure it out soon. I'm sweating.
That plugs not even a hole, because I don't think it'd be a big hole because you still have Phillips and you still have Duggar there, so you can kind of do what you got to do. But just have him come back, run it back one more time, and that kind of just solidifies a position. So I would love to see that. But either way, though, I mean, next week, because free agency opens on Monday. We record on Tuesday.
The tampering period, yeah.
I mean, there's going to be murmurings before that, but Monday is really
long before the tampering period.
Monday is really when like that shit open, and it's just I'm sure we're going to get Adam Schefter, tweet.
Ian Rappaport.
I can see it now. We'll be halfway through the show getting notifications.
Yeah. Real fast too. One name that you guys do not want to see the Patriots go after that could be in conversation.
Easy.
I got my name too, Liam. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Go.
Jalen Ramsey. Fuck that guy.
All right. My and maybe it's just because it popped up. Lamar Jackson. For some reason, he's been tied to the Patriots, or not tied to him, but people are like, oh, they should get him. Stay away from Lamar Jackson. I don't want him. I don't want him at all. But realistically, though, since we are kind of, that's kind of one. Mike Evans. I don't want the Patriots to go after Mike Evans.
Good. Okay. Me neither. I like that.
I'm going to go with a guy with the same name as me, Alan Lazard.
Oh God.
I don't want to see, I think if they did sign him, it'd be like, it would be like a Kendrick Bourne or like a lesser version of like Devontae Parker. Just not as physical because he's not as physical, but like, Alan Lazard doesn't do it for me.
Oh, yeah, and we said it earlier too. Chosen Anderson. No.
Yeah, that's our consensus one.
No,
get him out. Also, Vikings are cutting bait with people. They might be cutting Adam Thielen.
That's interesting.
But him and Belichick hate each other.
Yeah, there's
remember?
No
Do they?
Yeah. That's
they went at it.
One.
They went at it on the sideline one time. So I would like it though. I would like it, but I don't think that'll happen. But just throwing that.
I would kind of like it. He was wildly disappointing to start the season, then figured it out. I did have him on fantasy, so I'm probably overreacting a little bit. But he was pretty terrible for me at the beginning. He's older too.
I mean, there's going to be a bunch of people that get cut and released from now until free agency too. So we won't even know. There might be people available that aren't even available right now for us. But it isn't like Bud Dupree. Didn't the Titans cut him too?
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind him here. There's so many people. I don't.
Yeah.
Odds
he's
are the Patriots
like turn my head.
I just want one big move for us to talk about when we come in here on Tuesday to record. So
that's all I want. Too much to ask?
That's it. Or even like an almost day, or if we have fucking news break while we're recording. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Like you said, but
I'll have champagne ready.
Either way, next week, free agency, we'll kind of recap everything that's going on, who the Patriots are linked to, who they're not, who they miss out on, who their rivals, who their division opponents picked up, all that stuff. There'll be an episode like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe one of us can scrounge up a guest who's also a fan of a team. I don't know. Someone we'll figure something out, but
I could get plenty.
Either way though, next week free agency, big week. Get your hopes up, Patriots fans, because they will be crushed. I guarantee you that. This will not be like the 2021 off season. So
nope.
For Liam, Al, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 72. Matt Light, go Patriots. Let's go.
Sweet.
Bring back sweet.